Hello students, welcome back. So in the last class we discussed epithelial tissues and also connective tissues till tendon. So in today's class we will discuss about the blood. Okay, right. So the blood is the fluid connective tissue. This is very important. So the studying of the blood is called hematology. Generally, a healthy person and adult person, it contains 5 to 6 liters of blood, and this blood is pumped through the heart to all the body parts. Now we see the structure of the blood. So blood is made up of with the two components. One is plasma and another one is blood cells. So plasma is the liquid portion, which is also called matrix, where all the blood cells are present. And the blood cells are classified into three types: red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. And according to the presence of the granules, the white blood cells are classified into granulocytes and agranulocytes. Again, the granulocytes are classified into acidophils, basophils, and neutrophils. And agranulocytes are classified into lymphocytes and monocytes. So now I start with plasma, and plasma, already I told you that it is the liquid portion of the blood, and in the plasma different type of materials, mostly it is composed of the water and some organic and inorganic materials are present in the plasma. Suppose if you take organic materials, you know that the blood contains the waste materials like urea, uric acid, and after the digestion, the means the digested food material like glucose, amino acids, and fatty acids, all they are present in the blood. So these hormones, vitamins, all such type of organic materials are present in the plasma. At the same time, inorganic materials like ions, chloride ions, phosphate ions, and sodium, potassium like minerals, and especially the respiratory gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide. You know, the oxygen and carbon dioxide, they are transported with the help of the plasma also. That's why here the inorganic materials also present in the plasma. So this is the composition of the plasma. Now coming to the blood cells, here comparatively I have given the differences among the different type of red blood cells, white blood cells, and also the platelets. If you see this table, it will give a exact idea about the different type of the cells. So first we see the other name of the cells. So the red blood cells are called erythrocytes, and white blood cells are called leukocytes, and platelets are called thrombocytes. And the shape is biconcave shape. RBC, they are biconcave shape, and white blood cells, they are round in shape, and platelets, they may be in the oval shape, round shape, or biconvex shape. And in the RBC, nucleus is absent, but in the white blood cells nucleus is present. At the same time, in the platelets the nucleus is absent. And the lifespan, this is very important. The lifespan of the RBC are 120 days, but white blood cells, they can survive up to 10 to and 13 days. And platelets are considered to be the 10 days of the lifespan. And the most important thing is the the cytoplasm of the RBC, it contains a pigment, red colored pigment. So that is nothing but the hemoglobin, we know. So due to the presence of the hemoglobin only, the oxygen and carbon dioxide is transported. And in the white blood cells and as well as in the platelets, the hemoglobin is absent. So now we see the functions of the different type of the cells. The red blood cells major function is the transport of the respiratory gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide, and white blood cells, they participate in the immunity. So nothing but the preventing of the diseases, preventing from the diseases. And the platelets, you know that majorly to prevent the loss of the blood by clotting the blood. Comparatively, if you see the differences among the cells, you can get a clear idea about the RBC, WBC, and platelets. Okay, right. Now coming to the classification of the WBC, you know already I told you that the WBC are classified into granulocytes and agranulocytes. Now I am taking the different type of granulocytes. Okay. So there are three types of granulocytes. They are acidophils, basophils, and neutrophils. So the name is given according to the um, strains used to identify this type of the granulocytes. So if the acid stains, if we use acid stains for the identification, they are called acidophils. And if the cells are identified or stained with the dyes, basic dyes, they are called basophils. With neutral dyes, they are called neutrophils. And the nucleus shape is very important. In the acidophils, the lobed nucleus, it is connected by a bridge, and you are observing the diagram also very clearly. In the basophils, the elongated nucleus like the alphabet S-shaped nucleus is present, and in the neutrophils, multi-lobed nucleus is present. Okay, right. So the function is very important. So engulf antigen antibody particles. You know, when antigen enters the body, it binds, means it is binded to the antibody produced in our body, and that materials are completely engulfed by the eosinophils, and they reduce the allergic reactions also. So coming to the basophils, mostly they are useful in the healing of the wounds. And coming to the neutrophils, these are very, very important, because these are the first line defense to the human body, and they are also called microscopic policemen. This is very, very important, and they engulf the harmful bacteria, and thus these are very, very useful granulocytes in the human body, especially the neutrophils. Okay, so this is the information regarding the granulocytes. Now coming to the agranulocytes, mostly these agranulocytes are only two types. They are lymphocytes and also monocytes. So in all the WBC, the smallest cells are lymphocytes, and the largest cells are monocytes, only in WBC, regarding WBC. And coming to the lymphocytes, so their nucleus is very large compared to the structure, compared to the structure of the cell, and cytoplasm is also present. But in the monocytes, the nucleus is bean shaped, and lymphocytes play a key role in the development of the immunity by producing antibodies, and especially the lymphocytes are damaged in the HIV disease, nothing but by the AIDS virus. And the monocytes, they move like amoeba to engulf the harmful materials enter the body. So indirectly, the monocytes also participate in the immune system. Thus, completely the WBC, they are nothing but they participate in the direct or indirect immune system, and the platelets, you know that, for the clotting of the blood, and RBC for transport of the gases. So okay, students, I think you got a clear idea about the uh, structure of the blood and the plasma and all the blood cells. So if you like this video, you can share to your friends. And before ending this video, I am giving some question at the end of the video. Just try to answer that question.